Yo guys, here's Torsten with In Full Effect. I hope you guys are doing well. Let me get right into the news. I made a video the other day about the current Galaxy lineup from Samsung and how pumped I am about this very well-rounded lineup, and said actually that I cannot see myself ever going back to Apple iPhone. And just there were some news today about Apple actually considering to integrate the Felica chip, which is made by Sony, into the iPhone 7. And this is basically the equivalent to NFC here in Japan, used for the TaptoPay system. And guys, you have to understand, this is the TaptoPay system that is probably more established and more well integrated than any other TaptoPay system in the world. And it has been around for ages. And I was always wondering if Apple really brought out the Apple Pay here in Japan, if they ever would be able to compete with those systems. But you have to understand, you can use it everywhere, in the subway, at vending machines, convenience stores, supermarkets, restaurants. So they are trying to figure out a compromise with the providers here. And if that really happens, I might be forced to go back to iPhone. And because this is really something that can change the convenience of your life immensely, because you can literally pay everywhere with it. And besides your ID card and your driver license in a nice case, you basically don't need your wallet anymore. And that would be definitely something that might sway me to go back to iPhone. And then the next news is about Battlefield 1. EA just released the news about when we have access to the public beta. And the beta will be available for everyone on August 31st. Those of you guys who have signed up for the Insider program, they will be able to play the open beta one day early on August 30th. And it seems EA has not sent out the codes yet, and they also haven't revealed how long we will actually be able to play the beta. In the past it was often a few days, and then at the end of those days it was extended for another 2 or 3 days. We will see how this is gonna pan out this time. Alright, and the next news is actually about Battlefield 4, which just got a huge patch on the consoles that replaces the battle log with a better user interface, which streamlines and makes it easier to jump into games and find your friends. And I think it's really crazy if you actually look at how the game changed over the years since it was released at the end of 2013 in a pretty poorly mess. It was buggy, and now we have a very well polished game with a nice user interface. And I've been saying it all the time, I think this new user interface paves the way to some kind of Battlefield universe that will bring all the Battlefield games under one umbrella. And let me know, guys, what you think about the company taking so well care of their IP. Obviously Battlefield is a game loved by so many players, and I think it will really pay out for the company to take good care of their IP. We are seeing it with Call of Duty. Activision just basically does the exact opposite, and the franchise is going down. Alright, and then the next news. Ubisoft pushed back the second paid DLC for The Division to 2017 in order to fix the base game. And obviously when the game was released in March, there were a lot of bugs and a lot of issues with the game design. And 6 months in the life cycle of the game, the base game is still not at a satisfactory state. And although it's a nice thing of Ubisoft to actually put an effort into fixing the base game, it's really concerning, on the other hand, that they released the base game in such a state that it was not only almost unplayable in some instances, but also that the design was lacking depth of gameplay. So I really hope that they're gonna fix that for the future in terms of the development cycles for the game, and gonna bring out a more complete version of their games, which a lot of people are looking forward to. Alright, and then the last news is about the boss of Nintendo America, Reggie. He announced that they have to do better with the release of the Nintendo NX compared to the Wii U, which wasn't really clearly positioned in terms of the Wii, so consumers were confused what the Wii U was actually about. And also Reggie said that they have to do better in terms of the software planning. A lot of exclusive titles were moved out of the launch window, and people didn't really see the necessity of picking up the new Wii U, and it stayed in the shelves. And I can completely agree. I really hope the NX is going to be a big hit for Nintendo. Nintendo has such a vast amount of great IPs, and I really don't want to see Nintendo going down. I mean, obviously Nintendo is known for having lots of money in the bank, and even the Wii U that did poorly will not cause any serious problem for the company. But in the end, the better the company does, the better games we get, and that's always a good thing, as always. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the news today, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel. I hope I see you in the next video, and have a good one guys.